Welcome to the Prop Market. I'm your host, the Prop King, and today I have my 2024 college football week 5 prop picks and best bets. So this is the week we make our money. This will be a money tree week. I am so excited about this week because we have enough research to actually know who who the stars are, who's playing well, who's not playing well. The market has over adjusted as well. So we're going to take advantage of that in this show. And we are on a losing streak. So if you're following me this morning, if you're following me this evening, or whenever you're watching this show, just know this will be the week we bounce back. This will be a bounce back for us. If you're here in the prop market, I'm guaranteeing you a winning week. Guarantee. I haven't done that ever on this show, but I'm so excited about these numbers. I guarantee a winning week. I am super stoked about the teams and the great lines that we have out there. Like I said, we're going to take advantage of the situation that we're given. Just like in the stock market, some stocks go low. Well, we're going to bet them right now while they're low and hopefully win high. With all that being said, we're going to get into how we did last week, but I'm just going to let you know a little bit about the show today. I have 9 great picks for you, prop picks, along with 2 best bets. The best bets are going to be fire as well. So those of you that can't even do props, remember I still have other gambling options for you. Now, all these things are via prize picks. So with all that being said, let me go ahead and get to my recap from last week. It's full transparency here in the Prop King. I keep transparency. A lot of people don't, and the prop market's going to keep transparent. The Prop King is always going to be transparent with you. So 3 of 9, that's 25%, not good. 20, 25, 44%. You look at our stats, we're not doing good right now, and that's why I know this week will be that bounce back week. It will be much better. The research is a lot easier now because I have more to go off of. And so that just kind of helps us out. Plus, it's time for some of these guys that we've kind of rode before to kind of come in and cash in for us. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and start with Carson Beck from Georgia, my first pick. Average passing yards is at 226. Okay. Projected passing yards, I got him at 248. Now, here's the thing about Carson Beck. He struggled a little bit in his last game. So he's hit this number that we have set at 2 out of 3 games. But this last week versus Kentucky, the last game he had, he really struggled. This is a bounce back spot coming off of a bye, having some time to kind of recoup, get his body back together. Um, and let's be honest, Alabama has lost 3 out of 4 starters in the secondary. So it's not like their secondary is the best in, Power Five. They struggled this year as well with some quarterbacks that aren't as good as Carson Beck. Um, 48 is the implied total for the whole game. So I expect there to be more offense than what this total is showing, especially from Georgia. Alabama is good versus the run, and I see that Carson Beck's going to have to come out and have his Heisman moment for these Georgia Bulldogs to win. I think this is going to be a really close game, but I like the over 239.5 passing yards for Carson Beck. The next guy is the guy he's playing against, Jalen Milroe. Now, with Jalen Milroe, his bag's a little bit different. His average passing yard is 250. I had him projected at 256. So we're right around his average. But here's the thing. He's only thrown for 197 yards per game. But boy, has he been running. Now, you got to think about it. His opportunities haven't really been there. This Georgia Bulldog defense will not let Alabama run the football. Jalen Milroe will maybe be able to take off from situations, but they're not going to let them sit back there, hand the ball off to these backs and run. So he's only thrown the ball 52 times in 3 games. That's pretty low. I see his usage rate going way higher. Georgia will force Milroe to win this game. They're gonna probably force him to do it with his arm. They don't want him to do it with his legs. But he's a great deep ball thrower. He has a chance to get 60 yards on one pass. The question is, can he make those intermediate passes? Can he make those easier throws? Like I said, Milroe's been dynamic with his legs, 271, 201, and 279 this year. I like his over 249 pass plus rush yards for Jalen Milroe. I think he's going to get this. I think this game is going to be a lot closer than even people think it's going to be a 2-point spread, but I'm just going to grit out and say it. I think Alabama wins this game. Next guy is KJ Jefferson, UCF. Average pass plus rush yards is at 233. Projected pass plus rush yards is at 254. So only one prop king emoji for him because I've seen him actually play and his game is okay. But if you look who he's playing against these Colorado Buffaloes, who, let's be honest, they've played decently, but they're not a very good defense. They're a bad defense, in my opinion. And probably one of the worst in the country. They just get kind of, I guess it gets covered up by how great the offense is. But there'll be a lot of chances for him to score. KJ Jefferson will have to keep up with Shedeur Sanders because I believe he will be scoring on the other end, which may force him to do a little bit more. Like I said, Colorado's 83rd in rushing defense, and they're going to be keying on Harvey. They're going to try to stop him. So a lot of pulls for Jefferson. He may get 20, 30 yards down the field, rushing yards. I think he's going to help himself with that. So I like over 248 pass plus rushing yards. I can see him, like I said, breaking a couple 20, 30-yard rushing plays and getting over this number relatively easily. Once again, we got a next game to going against the UCF team. I have Shedeur Sanders. First of all, Sanders is a perfect 3-0 on this show. So, with that being said, I already have a bunch of confidence. You know the saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Average passing yards 335, projected passing yards 311. He's been a cash cow for us. If it's not broke, don't fix it, and I'm not going to fix it. 3 weeks in a row, like I said, he cashed all three. UCF is ranked 94th in pass defense. The over-under set at 63, so it's gonna be a lot of points. I feel like Colorado will be trailing, which means we'll get a lot of empty yards, uh, uh, a lot of open passes, like I said, for him to come back, maybe some zone defense. And that's what Shedeur has been doing. He's been getting a lot of empty yards or comeback yards when they're behind. So I like his over 301 passing yards. It's low, way lower than his average and lower than my projection. If you've been watching the show, this guy's been a polarizing figure. If you've picked him, I'm sorry. He's only hit one time, but I have so much faith in this number because this number seems too low for him. His average pass rushing yards is 231. Projected pass rush yards is 239. Um, but I see him running way more than he did last week. They kind of put the shackles on him last week. I think he bounces back this week. The model keeps telling me to pick his number. The over-under is at 54. I love this pick because I love his legs. 4.5 yards per carry. Oklahoma State is giving up. So they're not really good against the run and even worse against quarterbacks who run. I don't think he gets too much in his arm. I think he gets enough to get us to the number, but what's going to get him over is his rushing yards. So I like his over 232.5 rushing yards. I pass plus rushing yards. I see him being way more aggressive this week. Next guy is Jayden Daniels, Kansas. Average pass plus rush yards at 184. Projected pass plus rush yards is 234. So once again, this is another guy that's hurt us here in the prop market, man. He's underperformed. People are asking, is he washed? We don't really know what's going on, but it's bad, right? That's all we can kind of say. But the team total is set at 30 points. So it looks like they believe that this team can score. He should get 20 to 25 pass attempts this game, along with a lot of yards on the ground. TCU gave up 66 points, ladies and gentlemen. 66 points. I'm going to say that one more time. TCU gave up 66 points last game versus SMU. I do not see a world Jayden Daniels is not successful in this game. It's really hard for me to understand how this number is even this low, but I like it's over 221 pass plus rush yards. So, man, if he takes off on a run here or there, and he gets a good pass, we should be able to get there. Like I said, TCU is struggling on defense, and I think Jayden Daniels must take advantage. I think this may be one of his last opportunities, if not. Next guy is Drew Allard. Got three Prop King emojis for him. Average passing yards at 243. I got him projected at 221. For whatever reason, his number's kind of low. I get it. The Illinois defense did look good versus Nebraska, but they also did give up 297 passing yards to a true freshman coming out there, Dylan Raiola. So it's hard to think that they're going to be able to stop a seasoned junior who's having a breakout season, in my opinion, and showing a lot of improvement and showing all the promise that people thought he had coming out of high school. Uh, Illinois gave up some big plays in the passing game if you watch them play. And they're going to be focused on stopping these great running backs he has. That's going to be a trend for Drew all year. So I like him over 215 passing yards. Go ahead and grab that for this number gets steamed up. Next guy is DJU, Florida State. Average passing yards 210, projected passing yards is 202. So you're looking at this and like, man, DJU is horrible, right? How could you pick him? Uh, well, TCU got 44 points on SMU. So SMU has a great defense, but they gave up a lot to TCU. They are very strong versus the run SMU, which means that there's going to be an opportunity for DJU to throw the football, right? So I like his over 176 passing yards. This number can't get much lower. So I really like the number. I would go out there and get it right now. He has went over this number in 4 out of his 4 games. So as bad as you think he's played, he has still conquered this number 4 out of 4 times. I really like this number. If you look at his average passing yards and his projection, this is way lower. Overreaction, smash DJU. He hits this as long as he doesn't get benched before. Kyron Drones, Vatek, average passing yards 191, projected passing yards 162. For whatever the reason, this numbers keeps going up. We got a pretty good. I'm gonna be honest, I got it at 146, which is a crazy value. I mean, crazy value. It went up to 156, and that's where I kind of bet it. I really like. He's capable of doing great things as a dual threat, but I mean, his passing game has not been horrible. I really think that there's been a lot of slow starts. They're going to kind of unleash him, give him a little more opportunity, maybe more aggressive play calling. They had 5 drops from the wide receivers last game. That always hurts. So I think the wide receivers make plays for him in the passing game. I like his over 156 passing yards. If it gets past my projected passing yards, just don't bet it. We may have a replacement bet in for you for him. Now to my best bets. Colorado versus UCF. I like the over 62.5. I think these both of these teams will score on each other. I think UCF will score quickly. I think Colorado, their game is to score quickly. I like the over 62.5. I think there's gonna be a lot of points in this game. Now, for Miami versus Vodtech plus 19.5. I'm telling you right now, we had Vodtech ranked very high at the beginning of the season. Something has happened. There's not a lot of injuries. There's the same guys playing. I think they get up for this game. I think they get super motivated because people are just basically counting them out. This number was somewhere around 6 or 5 or 6 or 7 during the summer. So this number has steamed all the way up to 19.5. That's disrespectful. I like Vatech 19.5 to cover the spread. Now for a recap, we have Beck over 239.5 passing yards. We have Milrow over 249 pass plus rush yards. We have Jefferson over 248 pass plus rush yards. We have Sanders 301 passing yards. We have Johnson over 232 pass plus rush yards. We also have Daniels over 221 pass plus rush yards and Aller over 215 passing yards. DJU over 176.5 passing yards, and last but not least, Drones 156.5 passing yards. 9 great picks, including 2 best bets. If you're enjoying this video, if you find any of this information useful, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. The likes gets us seen more. Even some of the comments helps us out as well. Like I said, this is our bounce back week. Go ahead and trust me this week. We're going to get some money. And like I always say, less cash.